Collier Motors Paint and Body presents the Coach's Corner, and Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director over at Sylacauga High School. The Aggies 3-0 on the season, and what a way to get out of the gate, 3 straight wins.
Yeah, it's kids been playing well. We had a good win Friday night, and we've played 2 nail biters right there to the end, and we really played well against Lincoln, and it wasn't a nail biter. It allowed us to play a lot of kids. So we're nursing some little nagging injuries and everything, but this is a big ball game Friday night.
And of course, that was the first region game of the season against Lincoln Friday night, and Sylacauga scored a lot of points.
Sure, it makes it, and it's important too. I told the paper that it's the first meeting between the 2 schools since the late 90s. I think it's something that will grow into not only it's a region rivalry right now, but it's also a county rivalry, and I think it's a game that you'll see be kept between the 2 schools, even if we're not in the same region.
The names that we have grown to know of continuous making good plays and steady play are some of the same guys that really played well again Friday night.
Sure, Jackson Walker played well. It was one of the first times. Now we had a quarterback and 2 running backs, all went over 100 yards rushing. We were very pleased with that. Alex does his thing. We managed to get him out late in the second quarter, and he didn't play the rest of the night. Tashawn Looney, our little slot back, had a breakout night, played really well. And of course, Jackson does his thing, reads the option very well, reads the shotgun option in midline very well. So we played well defensively, I thought. And it's always good when you get to play a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioning getting to play a lot of kids, we saw some guys, at least from TV broadcasts, that I hadn't seen, including in the backfield.
Oh, sure. We got to play, we played Lou Dale, who ended up got a slight concussion, so we're having to hold him out for a couple weeks. But Jordan Ridgway, a 9th grader who we think is going to be an excellent.
He kind of came out of nowhere.
He did. And people don't realize now that was our starting shortstop as an 8th grader on a varsity level. He's a tremendous athlete. He had a good night. Dalen Keith, who played quarterback. So you get to play those young kids, and we better. We lose a lot of seniors next year. We lose 9 starters offensively. It's not the same as a B-team game. You got to get those guys in on a Friday night so that they're not shocked the next year.
42-21, Sylacauga, first region win over Lincoln Friday night. You surprised Lincoln threw the football as much as they did?
Well, I think they saw Anniston get in doubles and be successful with sprinting a quarterback out and having difficulty with an athletic quarterback. And I think when we stuffed the run a little bit, I think he immediately went to kind of an Anniston game plan to try to play catch up. So we were prepared for both. We really thought they'd come out and run number 4. He ended up not putting him at tailback much and put him in a slot receiver and played number 1. So that kind of surprised us.
Yeah, 42-21, Sylacauga over Lincoln Friday night. And defensively, 3 touchdowns, but you got some guys on that defensive side of the football that are really growing.
Yeah, listen, Derek Carter keeps playing lights out.
He's a man, isn't he?
I'm a tremendous defensive tackle. Our 2 ends are playing very well, and we swap ends out a lot. Jacob Daniel, you can't say enough about it, linebacker. I think he's the most, probably, colleges need to be looking at him more than they are. I think he's a tremendous athlete that can play college football. Cade Bryant does a great job in secondary, but we got some younger kids that are playing well. DeCarius Mickey stepped up at corner. Tommy at free safety stepped up a little bit better. Tommy Gaddis, he's getting a little better every week. He's a young junior. So it's just about getting better. Every week, if we can get a little better, then down the line it's going to pay off.
Well, they'll certainly need to continue their growth tomorrow night at Beauregard because they're ranked, I think, number 5 in the state or somewhere like that in 5A football. And they presented Sylacauga with some challenges the last couple of years.
Sure. Well, they've got 2 D1 running backs. Tremendous kids. One came out of Auburn, one came out of Opelika. They used to be, Beauregard was a little old country school about 10, 15 years ago right outside Auburn and Opelika, and it's just exploded over the last 10 years. Probably be a 6A program in the next 5. We said it the other day, we were looking at the rankings, and Beauregard was 3, and Clay Central was 6. and Silicaga's 9, and we're all in the same region. So it's a heck
Something got to give.
Yeah, it's a hard region. It's a good football region, and that we like that. And you know, those running backs pose some trouble. They're big up front. They're a very good football team, very well coached. And we knew we wanted to be 3-0 going into this game. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for us. They've had an off week, so he's gotten his kids ready. You know, and it's going to come down to, can we match scores with us and get quality stops against those two running backs?
The road win over Anniston 2 weeks ago in overtime, where you came from behind, that's got to help your confidence heading into another road encounter with Beauregard.
Oh, sure. And, you know, Beauregard's not an easy place to play.
No.
I mean, it's not. It's a long way away. And
not an easy place to get to either.
No, it's not. And bless, you know, I know you can't control it, because we were in a situation the same way with our dressing facilities for the opposing team. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. And it's bad. You know, and it throws you off a routine. It throws you off when you don't have good facilities. But you got to handle it. There's a way to go on the road. We hope to go down there. We're going to play well. We've got a good game plan, and kick it off and let's play.
You lost an offensive lineman last week or lineman to injury last week. And how are things through game 3 with the rest of the squad?
Well, we're pretty good right now. We're nursing some small stuff. Alex has got a strained quad, so we put him on hold all week trying to rehab that leg to see if Friday night he could. And it's just a lot of breaking down the muscle and loosening it up. You know, Corey Whitehead went down. He probably won't be back till about game 6 or 7. And Braden Trucks has stepped in and done a good job. He's not quite as big as Corey, so he has a hard time getting some push on some 3 techniques, but he's doing everything we ask him to do. And other than that, we're decently healthy right now.
Undefeated Beauregard, undefeated Sylacauga, battle of 2 top 10 teams in Class 5A. There's so much excitement and anticipation in this game.
Well, it's supposed to be. I mean, it is. And look, we've worked really hard to get to that point. And these are the games that you die to play for. I mean, it's one thing to play in certain games, but the Beauregards, the Clay Centrals, because Clay's having a heck of a year. And I'm going to tell you something, you know, game 10 with Collier, which is a non-region game, they're undefeated. So we are playing a lot of good football teams. Like I said, very tough schedule, and we have to continue to play well if we're going to continue to win.
I came by Broadway, the stadium yesterday. A big smile came across my face just to see the vast movement and quick movement that things are being done now.
Well, they got the scoreboard up. It's not operational yet, but they got it up. And it's a huge video scoreboard. It really adds to the attraction of it. Fencing is supposed to be in by next week, and then this is all coming from the contractor. So, and I talked to Mr. Hubbard yesterday, who's on site. So, yeah, it's going to shape up in the next 2 or 3 weeks and probably all be finalized. And, you know, just a heads up to people, let me tell you something. I understand that you want roads paved in
so do all of us,
Sylacauga,
sure.
So do I.
Yeah.
That's not the same money and cannot be moved for that. This money is a continuation of a tax that you have always paid that is earmarked to Sylacauga City school systems. It can't be used for anything else. So the roads not being paved have nothing to do with renovating the stadium. You're comparing apples to oranges. Please quit using that analogy because it's not correct. We don't take from one to pay for another. They're 2 separate entities. So I know people are frustrated about the roads, but please don't blame the school system for that.
Anybody that drives through Sylacauga has got to look at this beautiful stadium.
I know.
And how far we've come with it, not just for Sylacauga High School, not for just Talladega County School System, but for our entire county and East Central Alabama.
Absolutely. I'm going to go back and say it again. You know, people that are griping, listen, our kids deserve this. Whether your kids are still going through there or not, other people's children's are. And I'm telling you, it is well deserved for our kids to have good facilities, and it's been a long time coming.
Quick note, Sylacauga and Beauregard, I couldn't help but notice your kicking game again the other night. The kickoffs deep into the end zone, and man, that's a real plus.
Yeah, we call it Weapon X. So I mean, when he can kick it in the end zone or look like, I mean, against Lincoln, he was kicking across the field down to the 1, and our coverage team was hitting it about the 15. That's tremendous because you're flipping the field. You're keeping them in bad field position, which is half the battle.
All right, good luck tomorrow night. Silicaga travels to Beauregard. We'll see Coach Griff again next week here on the Coach's Corner. Coach, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
More Daybreak coming up in just a minute.